Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So, just want to start on the weekly. We have a separation of the oscillators here. We've got a moving average crossover, and it does look like we're forming a bit of an inside bar. Now, this area that we're in, I should actually move it down to there. That was the previous swing high. You can see we found support there once inside bar. Looks like we're looking for support again on this area. So we did have a megaphone formation, and sorry, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time here on the weekly. It's important to just understand the context here. We had a megaphone formation. That megaphone formation has broken to the downside. Its target has been met. Its downside target has been met. So its downside target would be this previous, how do I put it, the first point of the megaphone, which is this tail here. So that has been met. It is a pretty solid area of what was support in the past and what has been resistance, and has been support once, and it looks like it's looking for support at the moment. Now, oscillators at the moment have eased off quite nicely, so that's fairly interesting. Then the other thing that you need to bear in mind is typical breaks of these triangles. I hope I didn't just call that a megaphone, but if I did, excuse me. That is a triangle. So the typical thing that happens here when you have a triangle's target being hit like this, it tends to come back to test the apex of the triangle, which is at 34,191, and then it would either reject that area for a bigger move down, or alternatively it would break above, and then this original one, the original direction would continue. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It is fairly important that you know what they're trying to do on the weekly, because that just aligns your bias on a day trading perspective. Okay, so with all that noise in your head, look at the 8 hour. The 8 hour, we are down bottom of range, and again you can see that tail there is the actual level that we should be paying attention to. We did find support last week. We dropped below it this week, and then we've got 2 pin bars here off this level. So that is a fairly decent signal that you need to be careful about shorts, and you'd be looking for something to the upside. Now, the apex is obviously, you can see where the apex is here on the weekly. Look at the area of what was resistance there. So that's definitely something you need to pay attention to, and then add one more level in, because the bottom end, just underneath the structure, if you look to the left, you can see quite a bit happening here, and that lines up with the moving averages. So logically, this would be a fairly interesting area to short. But we do have a trend line break here. I'm not going to draw it in. It's just going to cause chaos on the charts, but there it is there. And if you line up this tail to this tail to this tail to this tail, you will see that was a break, and this was a retest of that break. So moving down through the 3 hour, you can see big up, big down yesterday. Granted, we are in a downtrend. None of these tails, which is what you would have been expecting for a rejection, materialized yesterday. Look at that that signal there and there. All these tails. You know, if you were riding this thing short from higher up, let's say from here, this would be telling you move your stop down, or alternatively get out of the market, because that is telling you that there is potential for a move up. We've got above 2 previous swing highs there, so we have a new high at the moment. We've got multiple new lows, higher lows, so this could very well be turning into a rounding bottom. So this pattern that you want to be careful of, well, if you are in bearish mode. Now down to the levels that we want to be trading. Right now, yesterday was just consolidation here, break above the moving averages onto the 155. We've got a crossover. So, yep, I'm of the opinion you're looking for retests of structure to go with the current potential trend reversal. So it should still be short from here, but it's going to be short-lived, because you'll probably be held up by 32,874, or alternatively a little bit lower down. I'm just going to put the zone in. You can see the importance of this level, how many times it's been touched, and that goes on to the moving averages. That's 32,799, so 32,800, nice round number. So from an intraday perspective, 15-minute charts is what we're looking at. We do have a little bit of a gap here. On the S&P, there were gaps further down. Up there's one right here. So there is a gap in the middle of all this chaos here. So that's one thing you need to pay attention to. So for me, this is my first opportunity. That is 32,874. Then this tail here is an opportunity, and this tail here is an opportunity. So that would be around 32,800. So looking for price to come back into this area, and then we're looking for a move to the upside. And that move would pretty much be just from wherever the structure is. This was your move. So wherever the pullback is, so it's either if it bounces there, then that is your target there, which is 33,197. If it bounces there, then that is your target. And the fact that we rejected just above it, I think that is your first logical target. So 33,123. So that's kind of the setup that we've got at the moment. Just want to check on the higher time frame what's up there. A lot of chaos. I would actually extend that to there. So yeah, 33,123 and then 33,272. That is as far as those longs are going to go, as far as I'm concerned today. That's kind of my view today. If we start dropping below these moving averages and below this structure here, switching off the charts, and we'll wait for next week, because then it's just going to be a continuation of what's been going on the last couple of days. Not so clear on the Dow, but on the S&P, it's definitely been swinging above and below moving averages on a daily basis, which just indicates confusion. So that's kind of my view at the moment. Wait and see if we get the pullbacks. If we do get the pullbacks and we get the buyers coming in, it's probably well worth jumping in. And I've just spotted something which I should have seen earlier. There's the trend line. So trend line intersects with these two as well. So those are the two areas I'd be watching at the moment. Hope that helps. And we will catch up with you on Monday. Enjoy the weekend.